As Shadow Minister for Communications and Broadband, I, Charles Draper, stand here opposing the proposed IID card scheme and a wireless city. As my fellow party members have already begun to outline the environmental, economic, defence and human rights shortcomings associated with these schemes, today I'll be focusing on the flaws from a communications and broadband perspective. The IID card, renamed the Citizens Card in an attempt to detract from the government's sinister motives, relies on using a smart card embedded with integrated circuits. What the government and the Communications Minister, Theodore Reginald, has failed to mention is that when using this technology, there is a sub-threshold leakage between the card, the transistor, and the source, which in this case will be the data bank, which stores all of our information. Whilst government has plans to limit who can access what levels of information can be accessed through coded access levels, the sub-threshold leakage will occur at all levels. This will result in people accessing your personal records who do not have the authority to do so. In light of recent hacks and leaks in government data, why would the government be encouraging an even greater influx in trading and information storage? Our information is clearly not currently secure. Why would we want to store even more in one data bank, a veritable playing ground for hacking enthusiasts? The government's current internet infrastructure is clearly unable to cope with current demands on it. This has been proven through the leaks and hacks that have occurred in recent months. The government's internet filter scheme, which included a list of blacklisted websites, was hacked into and distributed onto the internet within minutes of its conception, privately on a secure connection. And they want our private details stored, details like our social security numbers, health circumstances and conditions of residency in Australia. POLO, the Party for Law and Order, sees this scheme as one which will result in a dangerous level of access to information that will have serious and adverse ramifications in incognito society. This brings me to the preposterous proposal of a wireless city in South Incognito. The cost of this is insurmountable, and yet there appears no significant benefit, culturally or otherwise, of spending this money on one city. And I would personally like an explanation of the benefits of the Prime Minister's plan to tag birds. Maybe the Prime Minister is hoping to increase tourism from interstate bird watchers. The plan is to put QR codes on all things public, spaces, buildings and nature, and leaves the decision and cost of putting QR codes on privately owned infrastructures up to the private owner. This relies on investment from the private sector. A failure to do so, and as the cost may be quite high, it is quite likely that many businesses will be unable to afford it, will leave parts of the cities uncoded and others coded, an inconsistency that will leave gaps in the city's wireless cohesion. Instead, POLO are proposing a wireless nation, one which utilises technology that originated in Japan in 2003, of visible light communications, or VLC. VLC uses white LED light to transmit data at a speed much higher than those available with traditional methods of wireless data transfer. This technology can reach speeds of up to 500 megabytes per second and is invisible to the naked eye. Traditional RF technology often resulted in data-packed collisions due to crowded frequency bands from sharing radio frequencies. This would not be the case with VLC technology. Researchers from Siemens corporate technology sector in Munich have been making progresses in sending information across empty space, which would cut down on infrastructure costs of the fibre optic cables necessary for traditional wireless technology. A reduction in infrastructure costs could mean that this technology could be implemented across Incognito and not just centralised in one state. This means that people in rural areas would also reap the benefits of the current plan of a wireless city and would speak to the inclusive nature that our country represents and promotes. This would also mean that every child and adult would have equal access to the internet and would move our great nation forward into this digital economy. In conclusion, POLO, Incognito's Party of Law and Order, oppose proposed digital schemes of an IID card and a wireless city, as we think that these are ill-thought-out plans that would waste tax money, require money to be taken out of other more necessary work, and would not benefit the majority of Incognito citizens. POLO represent and support all Incognito citizens and promote laws that will protect us, not leave us open to cyber terrorism. Let us lead Incognito forward to become forerunners in this digital world. Thank you.